presentation tonight is truly a collective project. As you'll see, we're going to be touching now in more depth on some of the problems and then moving on to some of the solutions at the end of the program. In a sense, we're modeling the eclectic wiki nature of transition. Let me introduce Fred Cervin. Among many other things, he's also a poet, and he's written this poem called Petroleum Mon Amour.
Some might be old enough to have seen the movie Petroleum Mon Amour when it first came out, but if not, you may have heard of it. So this title is a takeoff. Petroleum Mon Amour. In the beginning was oil, and oil was with God, and oil was God. All things have been made by oil, and without oil was not anything made that was made. And still today, all things are made by oil. Every kind of paint and dye is made by oil. All sorts of fuels and lubricants are made by oil. The gasket on your refrigerator door is made by oil. The tubes through which life-saving drugs flow into your veins, and often the life-saving drugs themselves, are made by oil. The condom which protects you from sexually transmitted disease, made by oil. The linoleum on your kitchen floor is made by oil. The vinyl dashboard of your car is made by oil. The fiber woven into blankets, sweaters, pants, jackets, and rugs, the insulation in your sleeping bag, all made by oil. The fuels which drive the tractors on the farms of America come from oil. The fertilizers and pesticides which enable the enormous productivity of those farms come from natural gas and oil. 10 calories of fossil fuel energy are required to produce 1 calorie of food energy. The power which transports your vegetables and fruits from California or Mexico or Chile is the power of our God, oil. 7 gallons of oil go into the making of a single tire. Enormous wealth flows into Wall Street from all parts of a worldwide empire on a river of oil so cheap that transportation is a negligible part of the cost of the Braeburn apple from New Zealand you ate for lunch yesterday. The plastic in your TV and your computer derives from oil. The wars and police actions and intelligence gathering operations so necessary to keep the New World Order up and running depend on oil. Our world, our era, is one interconnected whole, one immense skein of information flowing constantly through fiber optic cables made from fiberglass and oil. Even the wars we fight to secure our future access to oil themselves squander whole oceans of the black gold. All the intellectual, cultural, and psychological inputs which are plugged so neatly into each one of us, how could they function without oil? We modern people, with our very interesting problems, stresses, addictions, and complexities, our sophisticated needs and desires, could we even exist without oil? Are we not in our very being children of oil? Now the party has been going on for a long, long time. We are worried that our sources may be drying up, that our suppliers may soon hold out for a price higher than we can afford. Soon we will be longing for one more long, cool injection of oil. Soon nostalgia for the lost days of wine and roses and the delicious erotic caress of oil will saturate our souls. For as it was in the beginning, so it will be in the end. Oil is as God for us. All things were made by oil, but when oil hides his face from us, what then? We will jump from the rooftops. We will drown ourselves in the depths of the sea. We will say to the mountains, cover us, for without oil we are undone. We don't even know who we are without oil. We do not see where we can fit in a world without oil, for we are oil people. Without oil, we are nothing. The president calls for national sacrifice. We must all tighten our belts so as to fund a new oil exploration initiative. Perhaps the fine-tooth comb with which the oil corporations have raked over this whole planet missed a few spots. Perhaps the teeth were not fine enough. Without oil, we are nothing. When our god oil dies, will we not lose even our name? We threw away all the traditions that in the past taught people how to live, how to survive on this earth. Trusting oil alone for our salvation, we put aside all the obsolete creeds of the past. Call the anthropologists, ring up the Indians. Maybe they still remember what we have forgotten. Oh, oil, do not forsake us, do not abandon us. Oh, woe! Whoa, our God is dead. The one we trusted for all good things has failed us. We are undone, finished. Oh, woe is me. Please pass the cyanide tablets. The future has become a blank. I can't bear to go on without my sexy love thing. Oil, how could you do this to me? How could you lose your potency when I'm still eager and hot? Oh, please just pump me one more time, oil, you nasty boy. Let's do the Jim Jones thing. Let's pop our pills as we come together one last time. Oh, God, it feels so good. Goodbye, my love. You were the best. I guess nothing lasts forever. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.